CGCP 2736 by Chesthetica. So this position looks rather complex. Black has a queen, a rook, a pair of bishops, a knight, and 3 pawns. White has a queen, a pair of rooks, and a pawn. So black is ahead in material here. White's queen on c1 is also in a position to be captured by the bishop on f4. But since that bishop is undefended, maybe the obvious thing to do here is queen captures bishop. I mean, white could also play queen captures queen. Black's queen is not defended. But then if that is played, let's just take a look at that first. We have rook to e6 check, king to f8, bishop captures rook, maybe queen to c3 check, rook to e3. Notice how the pawns on f2 and h2 are also close to promotion. Maybe queen to c1, black promotes anyway, queen captures queen, pawn captures pawn, queen moves back perhaps to c1. Black could also try something like rook to e8, discover check, winning the queen, and the rook will recapture the bishop. But there's a better way to continue here. g1 queen, rook to c4, h1 queen. 2 queens are better than 1. It makes sense to capture, and black recaptures. 2 queens are hard to deal with. Rook to c5, and white is basically lost here. I mean, he only has a rook left, and black has a queen, a pair of bishops, and a knight in addition to a rook. So this game is over for white. So we were here earlier. Queen captures queen doesn't lead down a very bright path for white. So let's take a look at queen captures bishop with check. Maybe there's something there. King captures pawn, queen captures pawn with check. White's chances look a lot better here, don't they? King to h1, rook captures rook, queen to a7 check, forking the king and rook, king to d8, the rook on c5 is defended by the queen, queen to a8 check, rook to c8 intervening, queen to a5 check, maybe king to e8, queen to e5 check, the rook on f6 is also defended by the queen, the king can't move to f7, maybe to f8, but this would be a mistake because of knight to h7, forking the king and rook, so the king moves back to d8, queen to a5 check, rook to c7, queen to a8 check. And basically what we have is a draw by perpetual check, it looks like. Okay, what if rook captures rook? Well, that's obvious, isn't it? Then bishop captures queen, and black is winning. Yet, white can actually win this game, hands down. Can you see how? Let me show you. Okay, the engines show what we pretty much saw earlier. This game is lost or at best drawn for white, unless he sees the forced mate in 3, which is the unexpected rook captures knight check. Now if bishop captures rook, queen captures bishop with mate immediately. The queen x-ray defends the g2 pawn, and the pawn guards the f3 square. So black can't play that. What about king to h4? Now white does the seemingly unthinkable. Queen captures bishop. A queen sacrifice. There's no other move. Rook captures queen, and white mates with g3, forking the king and the rook no less. Imagine if this happened in a game between 2 grandmasters. People would probably be talking and writing about it for years, if not decades. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I did.
Chesthetica's Book of Chess Constructs, Volumes 1 through 5. Available on Amazon.